So a little while ago we did a live stream where we talked about the Arcana Cup in Silph factions. Now, since then, the Arcana Cup has been pushed to the realm of solo Silph, so we thought we'd film a 5-minute summary of the meta just to help get the ball rolling for you. If you want to look at the complete breakdown of the meta with all the information you could possibly want about that meta, then you can click the link in the description or you can click up here. In the meantime, here's your basics, and basically the cup is built around 3 Pokemon. They are Pelipper, Shiftry, and Cofagrigus. Pelipper is so safe with its very, very fast Weather Ball and the ability to bait with that Weather Ball and then get to a Hurricane so quickly after that. And there's so little in the way of electric damage in this cup. And there's also not much rock around, but we'll get to kind of what rock options there are a bit later. Cofagrigus, kind of same deal. There's just so little to counter it. There's so few dark types, and there's really no normal types to speak of. So that makes Cofagrigus, plus its bulk, makes it very, very handy in this cup. Shiftry being one of the few things that can quite easily beat the Cofagrigus, and then also has a lot of other functionality as well. That kind of elevates it for me to the spot of essential status. Makes it the third big one in the meta. So what other Pokemon are there to use? Because, you need 6 for your team. So there are grasses. There are a lot of grasses in the meta. So we've talked about Shiftry already. I like Jumpluff and to a lesser extent Gorgeist, because there are a fair few Pokemon in the meta that are good, but suffer from a fighting weakness due to their secondary typing. Jumpluff doesn't have that problem. Jumpluff can beat the other grasses, and also isn't weak to counter like Shiftry or, say, Ferrothorn is, which I really like Ferrothorn, but it does have, it's hard to run Shiftry and Ferrothorn in the same team because they're both weak to fighting. Jumpluff can also threaten the Pelipper with enough of an energy lead. 2 Weather Balls will take it out. I did play against a Shadow Jumpluff in practice one time, which, got me into Fairy Wind farm down range with 1 energy ball, which is crazy, right? I've mentioned Ferrothorn, Lurantis with Leaf Blade Superpower, really nice combination. Credilli is worth a look, Venusaur, Superior, Meganium. There's a lot of really nice grass options worth looking at. Then you've got your counter users, and I say counter, I'll add the Lurantis there as a fighter, and also Malamar as well, with Superpower as well. That is a tempting option. Now, Medicham, Deoxys, and Sudowoodo are your 3 counter users that I would look at, and they've each got different well, Medicham and Deoxys kind of share the same weaknesses, but then Sudowoodo is slightly different. So, for example, a Deoxys and Medicham will hate all the ghosts, but Sudowoodo does a lot better against the ghosts at the expense of struggling a lot more against, say, a Pelipper, and especially other grasses, which Deoxys definitely wouldn't, and Medicham as well. You've got your ghosts, and there are a lot of good ghosts around as well. Gengar has such a high win rate, and again, such good baiting potential with Shadow Ball and Shadow Punch. Runegrigus is really interesting because despite it being a ground type, it actually beats Pelipper in the 1 shield with a bait, I want to say. I hope I got that right. But yeah, Runegrigus is actually quite good. Cofagrigus there. Alolan Shadow Marowak. I want that to be better than it is, but I feel like it's just struggling a little too much. It's losing to the other ghosts, which is a big problem. Struggling against your Pelipper. Definitely a good grass counter, except for Shiftry. So, I want that to be good, but it's just not as good as I want. Haunter I do like because the Ice Punch, if you're running Shadow Punch, Ice Punch, it can beat Shiftry in the 1 shields without baiting with the Ice Punch, which is really interesting. Drifblim has the same kind of deal with Icy Wind, but it's not quite as shield pressury as the Haunter. And you've also got Dusclops for a bit of extra bulk, worth considering. Your Fire Pokemon, tough to run because of the prevalence of Victini, Pelipper, but worth a look. Victini is one of them, and the biggest problem with the Victini is that it does do really well against Shiftry. Like, it generally beats the Shiftry, even though the Shiftry is the dark type, but it's also losing to Cofagrigus, which is one of the big three as well, so it kind of makes that harder to run. Makago with Rock Throw does pretty well against Pelipper. You will need shields, but if you're willing to invest shields, then that is worth a look as well. And then we've got just your generalists, ones that don't really fit into any of those molds. Tyrant I really like. It's a really nice Pelipper counter, and it's very general with Dragon Tail, Dragon Claw, and Ancient Power. You've got Mew up here. Mew with Wild Charge is one of the very, very few things, and in fact, I think the only viable thing that is running electric damage, except maybe a Ferrothorn if you want to run Thunder. So I like Mew. Consider probably Flame Charge as the second move. You've got your Honchkrow, which is your other major dark type. Very glassy, but can beat your Ghosts and your Grasses, which are, like I mentioned before, your two biggest categories in the cup. And then, I guess, further down, things that we haven't covered, Gyarados is not bad with Dragon Breath and that Pelipper typing. And you've also got, if you want to consider it, Aggron for some neutral smackdown damage. So that's it for the Arcana Cup for this month. Good luck with your battles. Let us know in the description what you plan to run, so you can help get the conversation going and help the algorithm. And we will see you in the next video.